Hey guys, so for today's video, I wanted to do a quick story time on the time that I got caught skipping class. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So it all started back, I think, in junior year of high school. So before I went to public school, I was going to Catholic school for 2 years. So for my sophomore and freshman year of high school, I was going to a Catholic school. It was extremely strict and just, you can hear my dog like walking away. So it was extremely strict and you couldn't really get away with anything there. So when I got to public school, it was just like completely different. So the school that I had went to for junior year of high school was, I want to say in each class it was probably about, if I look over there, I'm looking over there trying to gather everything that I'm thinking about. So in each class, I want to say that there was probably about at least 800, 900 students in each class. So it was so much easier to get away with stuff and to cut class and things like that because we had a big school. There was a lot of kids, whereas at my Catholic school, there was probably about maybe 100, 200 kids in each class. So, and when I say class, I don't mean like a sitting class, you know what I mean, like as a whole class of sophomores or a whole class of juniors. So, I don't know how I got in the habit of cutting class, and it became a habit. And so, I remember, it was so easy to cut class at that school. Like, it was just a walk in the park. If you wanted to cut class, you just cut class. So instead of just cutting, I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't get an absent. So I texted my cousin and I was like, hey. And when I was cutting at this time, all we were doing was going to my friend's house, this girl at the time, and we would just go to her house, eat snacks, watch TV, just basically do what you would rather be doing other than being in school. So I text my cousin and I'm like, hey, can you call my school and pretend to be my mom and say that I'm not feeling well and that I'm not going to make it to this class, but I might be back later. Because, you know, at that point I thought I was popping, so I was like, I don't know if I'm going to want to go back or not. So just say I may be there, I may not be. So my cousin's like, okay, sure, you know. Everybody has that like one big cousin that you want to go to that's probably already experienced everything that you're experiencing now, so they want to be like the cool big cousin. So at the time my cousin was like, sure, whatever, I'll call, give me the number, tell me what I have to say. So she calls and I'm just at my friend's house just kicking back, just relaxing, doing whatever, eating, sitting on the couch, chilling, watching good TV, and then the phone rings. My cell phone starts ringing. And I'm like, who could be calling me? Like, we're all supposed to be in class. Like, who'd be calling me? So I remember right before my phone rang, my cousin texted me and was like, done. And I was like, thank you so much. And I'm like sitting back with my friends, like, yeah, so I'm good. And so at that point, my phone starts ringing, so I'm like, what's going on? So it's my mom, and I'm like, why is my mom calling me? Like, she knows I'm supposed to be in class, like, why would she call me? So, you know, I'm like, I'm not gonna answer that, like, I'm not trying to get caught, I'm not gonna answer. So I don't answer, and she texts me and goes, who the hell is pretending and calling to be me, saying that you're not gonna be in class, and this, and that you're sick? So I started freaking out. At this point, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't even know what to say. So I'm looking at my friend, like, you have to take me back to school right now. Like, we have to go back to school right now. And she's like, what? What's going on? What's going on? So I'm like, the school called my mom and was like, we're just calling to confirm that you called us. And so the school is basically trying to play me, like, just going behind my back and calling her to make sure that she called. Like, we have to get back to the school right now. Like, I have to figure out what I'm going to say. Everybody's just kind of nonchalant because nothing's happening to them, so nobody's like putting a pep in their step, nobody cares. At this time, when I was in high school, there was no Uber, so that was my only way back to school. I needed everybody to get a pep in their step and get me back to that school. There was no Uber, there was nothing like that. So we get back to the school and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna think of? So I end up texting my mom and I'm like, hey, so I was actually in the bathroom sick and I was throwing up and I was really scared to tell you, so I called the school from my phone so that I wouldn't get in trouble for skipping class. I was throwing up, but I think I'm okay now. So my mom still, I don't even know if she knows now that that's what happened. So she's like, oh, okay, like no big deal. Why didn't you just tell me that? Why would you do that? So she's like, just go check in with the office and tell them that you were sick and you're gonna be back in class now. So I'm like, whew, I had that covered. But then that's not the end of it. So I still had to go to the office and check in with the secretary and let her know that I was sick in the bathroom. So she's like, oh, well, you know, we can always take care of you in the nurse's office. You don't have to go and do all of that in the bathroom and this. And I'm not trying to argue with this lady. I'm just trying to get to class because at this point I'm like, I'm not cutting ever again. I'm scared. I don't want to be in trouble. I was thinking quick on my feet. I don't want to be involved in this ever again. So I was like, you know what? That's my truth. I will never cut class again because I got caught up. And I was like, nope, not me. Never again. And so that happens. Everything's fine. You would think that I would learn from that one time. Then there is, I don't know like exactly how many other times that I cut school there because it was just so easy. But I just remember when I got that little truancy letter in the mail, it was like a wrap for me and my social life. So I don't know, if you don't know what a truancy letter is, it's basically a letter from the district saying that you have missed so many days of school and that if you don't start going to school that you're going to be pulled out of that school and taken to an alternative school because you can't go to class because you've missed way too many days of class. And when I tell you to get a truancy letter, you have to have skipped over 5 times in class. And in my head, I'm like, I didn't skip that many times. So I'm just like, not me, who me? So after that, you would have thought I learned. And when my mom got that truancy letter, I was like, oh, no. Like, I'm done here. I'm done. Like, I could never do it again. And I think maybe when I got everything squared away with that, I finally did probably skip again. Which is so bad. I just feel like if you didn't skip school, though, at least one time in high school, I don't feel like you lived. Like, there was just, I think it's just like the thrill, fun, and just being able to do things that you could during the day that you could never do because you were in class for like, what, I think I had a 7 o'clock class in high school, and which was 0 period, and then I had class all the way up until 3, I think. And then obviously your little lunch break. And I think that was part of the problem with me and skipping school was lunch break. After lunch, I would be tired, I would get the itis, I wouldn't want to go back. And I feel like that was why I always ended up in the position of truant. Like, because I would never want to go back after I finished this fat lunch. Like, I'm a fat girl at heart. Like, I just want to go to sleep after I eat. Like, what is so hard about that? Why doesn't anybody understand that? So I'm like, I would hate coming back to school really full and trying to learn when I'm like basically to the point of falling asleep. But no, the lesson of this story is that if you're still in high school, don't cut high school, don't cut class. I mean, if you want to cut like one time just to experience it, but don't ever do it again. Like, it can come back to you and can just bite you in the ass, and then you have to explain to your parents, and then your parents are pissed, and then you get in trouble, and it's just all not worth it when you can just do everything that you were going to do when you skipped school on the weekend. Just do it on the weekend. Don't skip school. It's just not worth it. Just don't. So that concludes my story time video. And let me know if you guys want to hear any more stories, and leave some down below and I will read them. Leave other things down below in the comment box of videos that you would like me to do. And just comment and say hi. I like to see everybody in the comments. I want to thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!